I'm going to call this blog Invisible Children 2. Invisible Children dealt with the exploitation and cruel treatment of children in Africa by a man whose name I think is Coney or something like that, who is still being hunted with a great deal of effort by the United States and by the original Invisible Children. Invisible Children, as everyone knows, made a huge success on the internet, getting the most hits in the history of the internet, 120 million or so, and well-deserved, because these children were being brutally mistreated in Africa. Now, I'd like to start a new program here in the United States called Invisible Children 2, and this has to do with the destruction of the younger generation of Americans who are gifted children but hyperactive and therefore are given all sorts of strange diseases that have been coined recently, ADSD or whatever else. The psychiatrists, the doctors, and the pharmaceutical companies can conspire to put together in order to make money. The treatment of gifted young children who are hyperactive with Ritalin and other drugs destroys them, many of them. Turns them into robots, turns them into young people who don't cause any problems, so their parents can go to their two jobs or do whatever else entertains them, one job and the other person just going out, but mainly not having to have the responsibility and the difficulties of dealing with a gifted child who happens to be hyperactive. Many of the most successful people in the world, in every profession and every art, have been hyperactive as children. However, in the days before these new drugs in the last 10 or 20 years, whenever they started using them, the only thing you could do with hyperactive, gifted children was punish them in various ways. The parents felt, if we go back a half a century or 40 or 30 years ago, the parents felt that it was their responsibility to take care of these children, just as you might take care of a child who was born with some birth defect and you had to take care of them. That has all ceased. It's much easier for parents who are middle class, are under great pressure to make enough money to survive in this time when the oligarchs, the corporations, and the billionaires are trying to destroy the middle class and totally destroy the poor people or the underclass or those with less, so that the parents are under great pressure. In addition to which, most of the parents have not come up in the kind of upbringing that happened 50 or 80 years ago when children were taught certain responsibilities. Their parents came from countries where you took care of your children, you took care of your parents when they got old. All of these things have vanished in our society. So for most adults who have children who are diagnosed as hyperactive with various disease, various acronyms, ADSD or whatever it is that is popular this week, they are convinced by their doctors, their psychoanalysts, by the pharmaceutical companies' blitz of advertising of all kinds, and by the corruption of the doctors by the pharmaceuticals, who on many levels are known to accept bribes for prescribing certain things. And to prescribe Ritalin and other mind-numbing drugs to children, I think, is a heinous crime. People who do that should be put in jail for a long, long time. But nothing happens. And these children, many of whom would have been highly successful in whatever they chose to do, are destroyed with drugs. They become like zombies. They sit around and do nothing. They lose their brain. They don't develop their brains. If you don't use your brain, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose the power to use it effectively. So that we're seeing what we have not heard much attention paid to, which is that the best and the brightest of our young people are being destroyed by the corruption of the medical companies, the pharmaceutical companies, the doctors, all of those who are in collusion, and the parents who sometimes know what's going on and most of the time don't. They think they're doing everybody a favor. They're helping to keep their child under control so it doesn't get into trouble, it doesn't get picked on by the teachers, it doesn't get all sorts of bad things happening to the child because it doesn't fit in with everybody, and no gifted child is ever going to fit in with everybody. That's not the nature of gifted people. So the parents are much happier because it seems to be taken care of. The child quiets down, it doesn't do much, it doesn't learn, it doesn't grow, and the parents go about their business, and later on you have a child whose potential is wasted. And when you have thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of these young people being destroyed, you're destroying the society, because they are a large measure of what pushes the society forward. It isn't the mass of people that make progress. It's those who have ideas, those who have talent or use their talent, those who, because everyone has talent, most people just don't use it. Those who have gifts that they plan to use, those who use their intelligence, develop it, those who do things that are beneficial to the growth and the success of any society. And to destroy these young people with drugs is a heinous, as I said, crime. It's a crime that all the people involved in it should be punished for. Therefore, I'm starting an organization called Gifted Children 2, saving the hyperactive, gifted children of our generation. And I am going to seek contributions, but first of all, I want to announce it. So everyone, I hope you hear what I'm saying. I hope you are willing to do something about it. I hope you understand that saving these children is vital to the continuation of our democracy. Who is going to oppose the billionaires, the oligarchs, and the corporations that the Supreme Court has unleashed to spend unlimited funds to buy elections? They will run the country, not the rest of us. We need these gifted children. With that, I say I'll be back with more on this later. Have a great day, everybody, and let's be optimistic and make sure we save the hyperactive, the gifted, the talented, the people, the young geniuses of the future,